Hey guys, Gary here, and today I want to talk to you guys about the coconut, the ketogenic superfood. In my opinion, this bad boy right here is just, I love coconut. I could live off of coconut if I were to be trapped on a desert island like Tom Hanks in Castaway. Just so delicious, but more importantly, so packed full of nutrients. Just so much contained in this bad boy. You know, 100 grams of coconut meat is going to contain 354 calories, 33 grams of fat. 30 grams of those fats come from saturated fat, which we are now finding out is a very, very good source of fat. For a long time, you know, we've been told by the media and all these other companies that saturated fat is bad for us, but science is really starting to disprove that type of information, starting to tell us that saturated fats are really good, especially when it comes from a natural source like the coconut. It's got 6 grams of net carbs. Excellent source of fat, excellent source of fiber, which is really important on the ketogenic lifestyle, making sure that you're putting in plenty of fiber, keeping the bowels, keeping things moving smoothly, very important. Coconut meat also contains very, very high quality levels of MCT, medium chain triglyceride fats. So really good for energy, really good for brain function. They're actually showing in recent studies that MCT oils, MCT fats are really starting to have positive effects on Alzheimer's, actually reversing the effects of Alzheimer's. So really, really good source of fat. It's also a cooling food. And if you watch any of my other videos, I talk a lot about Ayurveda, which is an ancient Indian science, which is literally translates into life science, where it's a very cooling food for someone like me that's a fire energy. And that might not make sense to you until you watch my other videos on Ayurveda. But very cooling, so it's going to bring down that fire energy, cool down the fire, so to speak. So really, really powerful food. Not a lot of people talking about the powerful effects of coconut. The only trouble, and this might be the reason why people aren't talking about coconut, is the meat is contained inside of this shell. And this shell has actually been harvested from the larger green shell or nut casing that it comes in. So this can be a little bit tough to get in. And I'm going to show you guys just how to do that in this video. A couple things you're going to need. You're going to want a cutting board, and you're really going to want a good quality, really sharp knife. Now, this can be dangerous. There is one part in the harvesting of the coconut where you're actually going to puncture towards yourself to kind of pop the top of the coconut. So be sure that you're highly careful. A lot of people are talking recently about, you know, the avocado hand, people puncturing their hand when they're trying to get into an avocado. Well, same thing here. I don't want anybody getting the old coconut gut where you stab yourself in the gut because you're trying to harvest a coconut. So be careful. We are working with sharp knives. We are working with knives in general. So you're gonna wanna get yourself a knife. You're gonna wanna make sure that it's sharp. And I'm gonna show you guys just how to get inside of that bad boy. So let's do this. All right, guys, so here we go. So we've got our coconut. We've got a sharp knife. Now remember, we are using sharp knives, so I want to make sure that you're very careful with your knife. The last thing I want to ever hear is anybody getting that avocado hand, cutting their hand off or anything like that. So always make sure you're really careful. Safety first. So we're going to put the coconut on its side, and then I'm just going to cut away the husk. Remember to have a good sharp knife. Doesn't take a ton of force, and you can't cut too deep because there is a harder shell underneath all of this husk. So I'm just gonna go cut all of the husk away. Just go around it. You're just gonna cut the top off. We don't have to remove all the husk. Just go and and there you have it. So there's step one. So as you can see is that we've got 3 different areas here. You can see where the coconut forms into itself. You're gonna actually we're gonna wanna pop through this larger section here. Now this is the most dangerous part. This is where you really wanna be careful. So you're gonna actually wanna put the coconut against your belt or your pelvis area here. And you are going to just make sure it's secure. One pop, just boom, go right into the coconut. Just like that. Now being that I'm on keto, I'm not going to drink the coconut water, so I'm gonna discard the water. You do that just by twist the knife. You're gonna be able to pop that top. So I'm gonna remove that water. And again, being really careful, you're just gonna go around the perimeter of the coconut. You're just gonna pop that top. Okay, I have to shave a little bit more off. But oh, look at that, all that meat. Just all that meat in there, all that fat. All that fiber, just tons and tons of good stuff right there. So then what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab a spoon and pretty simple, you're just gonna dig down between the meat and the shell, just again going around. And voila, there you have it. Now also you can go with the side of the spoon, scrape off that skin. It's not gonna hurt you, just added fiber, but it can leave you a little bit of a, that fibrous taste or fibrous texture in your smoothie. Then again, just go. It's really not hard. It's all about safety first because we are working with the knives. And then, boom, there you go. So right there, probably about 200 grams of fresh, delicious coconut meat. Add this to your smoothies, eat this stuff raw. It's just, if you love coconut like I do, it is phenomenal. This is just a super treat. It's a superfood, keto superfood. Remember, above all else, be careful when working with sharp knives, but this is a food that is just highly overrated. It's not talked about a lot in keto. It's just fresh coconut meat. So I hope you enjoy. Always remember, you can do it.